absolute favorite day of the week.
Yeah, because we get to really let our hair down.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Hair down is the way you say it.
Let your hair down. Right?
But it's basically about having fun. Mm-hmm. It's also the first Friday of 2020.
Yeah.
How are you going to be spending your first Friday?
So welcome to this fresh edition of the show. And just in case we haven't said it to you yet, Happy New Year. My name is Yomi Owope.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Please stream with us this year, all through the year. Just visit our website, that's tvcentertainment.tv, and of course on Facebook Live at TVC Connect.
Yeah, also, you can send in your comments across our social media platforms. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC at Facebook, Twitter, and also Instagram.
So many updates going back and forth. Our followership has grown exponentially in the last 1 year, and it's because of people like you. And of course, once you have the app, you'll have access to all those handles as well. Just download our app from any Android or iOS store. Watch us on your mobile devices from anywhere.
All right, so straight up this morning, we're going to be talking to you about what to expect on the show this Friday. Now, Jo Odumaki is a woman of steel, as she's called, who constantly strives for a better Nigeria. And we're going to have her coming up on a special package that we prepared.
Yes, indeed.
Left to See is an Afro-pop artist that will be here today for a musical performance.
And on fashion, Omei Yangs will be showcasing different ways to style a select fashion item, specifically a belt.
We're also going to be having a preview and review of the EPL ahead of the weekend.
And right after that, Bandek Osha will be bringing us a performance. Can't wait to hear that one.
It's big boy to the beat
Then we have another performance coming your way. When it comes to dance, we have Rachel. She's going to be doing this performance to remember.
And then we're going to be having Nadu for a performance as well later on the show.
And of course, it's game day.
Oh, we have games today?
First game day of 2020.
Must we have games today?
Yes,
like, can't
we
we just ease people into the new year?
No, Mary. We are having game day.
So, Mary, what do they call this here? Nicki Minaj?
I've never thought of it that way.
Okay.
I know that they're the fringe or bangs or whatever they call them.
Oh, okay.
And yeah.
It looks good. I like it.
Thank
looks
you.
Nice.
Thank
Mary's
you.
looking fresh. 2020.
Yes, so.
I bet Ramadan.
How much? Is that why you have the jacket on?
So the cold just hit this morning for me.
Yeah.
So it started trickling in for a few days ago, but this morning was just like. So you know when you open your front door and you're like, why am I leaving this AC to go into the heat? It was the complete opposite this time. It felt like my home was warmer than outside, and I was like, okay, do I really want to go out today?
It's crazy.
You know?
A friend of mine was in town for the holidays, so for
Okay.
about 2 weeks in Lagos. And when he got back to Kaduna just a few days ago, just after the New Year, I think on the 2nd, he couldn't get used to the weather.
Wow.
Because it's really cold in Kaduna.
It's actually-
at night it gets to up to 5 degrees, which is really cold. I mean, that's colder
Very
than the
bad.
coldest AC.
Yes.
So
It's
that's-
actually been that
yeah.
cold for a very long time. Well,
In the north?
yeah, people coming from outside Lagos, not even just in the north, when they get to Lagos, they're like, you guys are still enjoying, no? Even neighboring cities, neighboring towns,
Yeah.
they were actually already really chilly.
Yeah, I hear Ibadan too is quite cold.
Very cold.
this time.
Yeah, very cold.
Any city or any state with lots of trees is also bound to have
Yeah.
some really cool weather.
Yeah.
I love it though.
So
I love it.
this is like a notice for parents to bundle up their kids today. You know, give them warm clothing, let's turn down the fans and air conditioners for a bit. You know, let it just tone
Some
it down.
children can't cope without it.
I know, but the air itself is cold, you know, so I just feel like, you know.
So you know it's between the devil and the deep blue sea.
Okay, Mary.
It depends on the kind of house. Or
Yeah,
place
but
you
it's
stay.
typically cold for just a few hours.
Yeah.
Till about probably
Afternoon.
Yeah, maybe 11 or 12 when it gets warm. So.
Yeah, and then you
Yeah.
can use the shower. But this morning, please, boil water.
Boil water for
Boil
the bath.
water.
I beg.
It's very
beg.
important, no matter how much a child
I know there's a
loves the
parents that was just
shower.
planning to push their child into the bathroom. Like, oh yeah, no way. No, please, warm some water.
Mommy, no, the water is
It's
too
too cold, and they're
no.
complaining and they're begging you, and you don't understand why because you haven't touched the water yet. Just pause.
No, I'm sure that.
Your child is telling the truth.
Believe me, a tired
cold.
parent is not ready to listen.
No.
Just go and take
Go
a
and
bath.
bath. Go.
Because you know, many people don't even know it's that cold yet until they step out or when they open the tap and they're like, why
Yeah.
is the water so cold?
No, but if you wake up this morning, you'd feel
No, I didn't.
there's a bit of dryness in the air as well. So
Since
that
yesterday
also
or the day
happens.
before, yes, there's been a lot of dryness. Like you need to moisturize.
There's this exactly. Speaking of
Yeah.
moisturize, there's this particular company that has jumped on that whole Hamatan theme for a moisturizing cream.
Okay.
And I was like, that is so cool. Like, why didn't I think of that? You know, the kind of campaigns where you're like, that's such a good idea. Hamatan season is coming.
Yeah.
And it's such a simple thing. You have to prepare for the seasons. The
Yeah.
same way abroad, they prepare for winter, spring, summer.
That's true.
We never really prepare for these things.
Well,
No, not really.
Technically, people do actually. But this year's Amatan did not come when it was supposed to come. It took a break. Decided to go on holiday. And then it's coming the same time people are returning to work. That's just it.
So I mean, growing up, there were massive ads for preparing you for the Hamatan. So
Wow.
petroleum jelly products.
Yeah.
Even stuff that you've never heard of.
Yeah.
Shea butter, things like that. You need things like that to keep
Your skin.
Otherwise, all your like everything will just start peeling off.
Yes, and that happened to me yesterday. Any little thing, peel. Like I have a wound here, I have on my... And then there's something else, fires. People should be careful about fire.
Yeah.
This is when there'll be more fire outbreaks, unfortunately. But that can be prevented if people are more careful.
Yeah.
Coming here, I don't know if you... Okay, I know Yomi might have seen it. No, I doubt it. But if you're coming from Maryland towards
Okay,
Ojota,
yeah.
the bridge, there's a fire. I think somebody's just burning stuff.
Okay.
But from the way I saw it, it's not a circle. The thing seems to be disjointed.
It looks like it's drifting.
Yes, and before you know
So
it,
people need to be careful.
the dry breeze will just take the fire and it could turn to something really massive. So people need to be careful. You watch how you start fires and be sure to put them out or keep an eye on them. Very important
All right,
this
so
season.
we're going to be taking the news now. Mary.
It's Mary that's taking the news this morning.
So Mary's going to be taking the news.
All right, then.
Camp 4.
Okay. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission can detain a former Attorney General of the Federation, Mohammed Adoke, for another fortnight. The FCT High Court granted the Commission's application to keep Mr. Adoke in its custody for 14 more days as it prepares to arraign him. He was detained on the 19th of December, the same day he arrived in Abuja from the United Arab Emirates. He is set to face charges of abuse of office and money laundering in respect of the granting of the oil prospecting license 245 to Shell and ENI. The suspected mastermind of the failed bank robbery in Nkpakpe area of Abuja has been arrested. He has been identified as Ernest, a barman. Police say he was arrested at a hideout. The police had earlier arrested 4 suspects whose ages range from 19 to 30 and gunned down another member of the robbery gang during the operation. The managing director of the Nigeria Railway Corporation, Fidet Okiria, has denied claims of a gun attack on a train. Earlier, reports by some national newspapers allege that a passenger train which left the Rigasa train station in Kaduna State was attacked at Katari, a few kilometers to Abuja, at 10 in the morning. There was no report of casualties or injuries. Mr. Okiria told the News Agency of Nigeria that the story is false and gave a clue to what may have triggered the alarm. In his words, what happened, according to the police escorts on the train, is that a stone was thrown at the train by some boys, which affected only the window glass of coach SP4. Public Relations Officer of the Kaduna Police Command, Yakubu Sabo, also described the reports as fake news.
Do not receive any report to that effect. And I even contacted the railway police and they said they did not receive any report of any ugly incident like that. Okay. And even today, the train has been shuttling Abuja-Kaduna this afternoon. So it was such a fake news. But I would have made a press release, but because we said the railway corporation are the ones that are supposed to issue statement, that is why.
The government of Kwara State has confirmed the demolition of Bukola Saraki's family property, popularly known as Iliarubo, that is Old People's Home in Ilorin, the state capital. The Commissioner for Communications says the demolition is part of moves to reclaim the land bordering the Civil Service Clinic in Ilorin. Correspondent Ibrahim Alegin now tells us more.
The demolition was long awaited after the Kwara State government announced the reclamation of the plots of land. The first attempt was made on the eve of the new year, but it was unsuccessful. Eventually, Iliarubo was demolished in the wee hours of Thursday.
And the issue of demolishing this place occurred yesterday night around 2 a.m. to 3. Okay. So, and the police people came yesterday. That is Mopo. So they started to rig tear gas. Most of old women and youth, all of them, most of them, they were injured.
The Saraki GRA residence is directly opposite the demolished structure. Residents complained that gunshots and tear gas were fired into the building, ostensibly to scare protesters away.
They fired both the tear gas, both the live bullet. I think you can see the live bullet on the ground and the tear gas everywhere. We don't know. That is the building they want to demolish. It's almost 300 or 400 meters. So what carried them down to this place? We want to know.
This is coming as the Saraki's kinsmen warned Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak to tread with caution.
The community implores the stakeholders to wedge into the matter and find a lasting solution to the long-term rivalry between the two families. This is necessary in order not disrupt the peaceful coexistence of the people of Ilorin Emirate.
The government had earlier announced the reclamation of the land, saying it is part of government property illegally acquired by individuals.
Eventually, Iliarubo has been demolished. Now the aged women can no longer assemble here, except probably inside the Saraki GRA residence. Now the Saraki camp sees this as a political vendetta, but the state government is saying it is ready to reclaim all the government property in individuals' hands, no matter whose ox is God. Ibrahim Ali.
And that's it on the news update for this hour. Time to let you know what the weather will be like today. Stay with us.
What's happening in the dailies. Now, the papers haven't landed yet, but we have some updates from online. I have something from the Punch. Would you like to start, or should I?
Oh, you go ahead.
Okay. All right. So it says here, of course, the headline we heard in the news update earlier, Kwara demolishes Saraki's houses on revoked land and group kicks. That's an update from about 5 hours ago. On the Nation newspaper, it says gunmen didn't attack Abuja-Kaduna train, according to the NRC. We have another one here. The breaking, it broke yesterday rather. Mastermind of the Abuja bank robbery arrested. Then there's also, well, quite a few updates. I'm going to see if I can take from another platform here. Okay. On the Malibu oil scam, it says court extends Adoke's detention by another 14 days. Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay, so I have the Vanguard newspaper headlines here. It says fire destroys property worth millions in Ibadan. Enugu's Akano Ibiam International Airport to be ready before Easter, and that's coming from Sirika. For the anti-open grazing law, Fulani headers sue Oyo government as well as the House of Assembly. Here again, National Examination Council, NECO, the SMES's recruitment report. So apparently those news of there being recruitment in NECO are actually false. 3 mountain lions killed after being found feeding on human remains. Well, of course, the moment that happens, you already know that people's lives will be in danger. So it's not surprising that happened. Minimum wage. Sowore approves payment of 3-month arrears to workers. That's great news, starting the year on that. Here, Turkish MPs vote to send troops to Libya. Lebanon receives Interpol arrest warrants for Gossin, and EFCC retrieves $25,000 bribe cash to use as exhibit against Shehu Sani. There are loads more headlines, but I believe you have more.
What paper was it you read just now?
Vanguard newspaper.
The Vanguard. Okay,
yes,
so
please.
I have the Nation's headlines here, the Nation newspaper. And it says here, court remands man for alleged rape. More information if you find the Nation newspaper this morning. It also says here, court jails mechanic for stabbing colleague. Now, police rescue 4 women teenager from bandits. It also says the road to a mining investment hub. I believe that's an article you can find in the Nation as well. Meanwhile, Bayelsa blackout enters day 10 as residents contest 16.5 billion naira debt. Wow.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of debt.
Wow.
It says also Ondo will pay 30,000 naira minimum wage, according to Akeredolu. And council chair impeachment, NBA flays Osun Assembly, LCDA legislators. I'll wrap it with this one. Falana makes fresh request for El Zakzaki's wife's release. All right.
Okay.
That's
moving
the
on.
Nation newspaper's headlines there.
All right, then. It's this day newspaper now for me. NECA urges federal government to focus on ERGP implementation. ARM announces investment in Trove Technologies, tackling challenge of aircraft leasing. I believe that's an article there. And then we have investors gain 12.4 billion naira as equities market opens 2020 on positive notes. That's good stuff. Experts warn against frequent security breaches at airports. 2020, rising hope in aviation sector. Transformation of eastern ports. Ahmed Tudor force with 2020 budget worth reflecting. Airpeace scales through IATA safety audit. Arike donates to IDP camp in Jos. Osun Speaker haps on local content and quite a number of stuff as well. Dubai tourism incentivizes Nigerians. Loads of stuff there.
Yeah, so it's, I'm happy about the Dubai tourism thing because there's so many people going to that particular country from here regularly for business, for pleasure and all that.
I hope it comes to Nigerian tourism as well. I know so many people come to Nigeria as well. So perhaps that's something we also need to keep expanding on because there are fantastic places to visit in Nigeria, really.
True, true. Now we have the Sun newspaper headlines next as quickly as possible here. It says here on Kwara politics between Abdulrazak and Saraki dynasty, the Cold War rages, it says. It also says, according on the reps issue, politics, intrigues, that defined 2019, that must be a really interesting article to read.
Considering the fact that it was an election year, must be pretty loaded.
On the 2023 presidency, PDP BOT chair cries to IGP DSS over threat to life. It also says, I'm a good tree that bears good fruits. That's why opposition wants me out, Oshomole boasts. That's one to read there. 3 fans arrested for alleged homophobic and racist abuse at Brighton versus Chelsea game. Then on the, it says here, New Year is a new opportunity for Arsenal to improve, Arteta says.
Well, we started the year on a good note, so.
Sports news.
That's really cool.
I'm wrapping up with this one. It says customers decry banks' non-compliance with CBN's new guidelines on ATM and other charges. That's a conversation that started last year, and we're still talking about it
Yeah,
now.
but it's in effect in some banks. 10 naira for anything less than 5,000. Yeah, above 50,000, you pay 50 naira. So it's not bad.
Okay, well, we have to take a quick break,
That's right.
and we'll be back. We'll have the traffic update for you.
So stay with us. Thank you for staying tuned. It is time for Lagos traffic updates on Wake Up Nigeria. I dare say it's Happy New Year from me. Well, we are about to give tips on the best routes for you this morning to get you to your destination safer and faster, of course. As always, we encourage that you help other road users by dropping relevant traffic situation reports on all our social media pages using the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. Okay, all right, so let's start off this morning. I'm just going to take a quick look at the Ile-Epo bus stop axis heading towards Mushin. This morning, I'm pleased to report that the traffic is good. Yes, in fact, it will take you less than 45 minutes to get to Mushin, all the way from Ile-Epo bus stop, and I'm not even kidding. Key areas to look out for. There's no traffic gridlock at all, even. So I'll just tell you where there's light traffic. Just areas to look out for. The only place you would experience gridlock is at Ile-Epo bus stop itself, okay, but only for about 3 minutes. As soon as you're past Ile-Epo bus stop, it's free flowing. So you look out for Iyanokpaja axis. Approaching the bridge is free, so just after Iyanokpaja bridge, but it's only for a short while as well. Iyano is another area to look out for. Dokpemu is super good to go this morning. I see here again that Mangoro axis is another area to look out for, light traffic as well. Note, all these places I'm mentioning is just light traffic, so nothing to worry about. Approaching the Ikeja Bridge, that's after National, that's another place to look out for, light traffic again. The only place you would experience gridlock again is at Oshodi axis, okay? So approaching Oshodi Bridge is where you would experience a bit of gridlock. But as soon as you're past the bridge, past that light traffic after the bridge, is smooth sailing until you get to Mushin, which is fantastic. So plus or minus 45 minutes, you ought to be at your destination if you are heading from Ile-Epo bus stop to Mushin bus stop this morning. Now, guys, I'm sure you have updates for me.
Just a few. I'm looking at also looking at the maps as well. No updates on social media, but yesterday, well, 2 days ago, the Apapa axis was pretty busy because of the presence of trucks at the wharf. But today it's light. So for the first time in 2 months, Apapa is free. So if you're going towards the wharf, Liverpool Road, Bomber Road, all those Creek Road and all those areas are quite free today. So that long-lost visit or your long-lost relative that you needed to see in Apapa GRA, you can do that today quickly.
But you have to go to work. See, it's only okay. So
for those, so for those who are probably resuming next week at work, you can go to Apapa today and
get your Christmas chicken.
Apapa GRA, all those areas are actually quite light, quite free right now for the first time since September or so. So you can make that trip. You can make that trip this morning, and also Eko Bridge is not too shabby. Not too shabby. Again, on which day was it? I think it was Wednesday. It was busy, and we weren't sure why it was busy. The Akpokbon area, Eco Bridge as well. But today it's free. It's free. I think some of those trucks might have cleared up. The trucks might have moved probably away from that axis, but it was quite tight.
But a place
Today is free.
that is now, well, as at yesterday afternoon, the whole of Victoria Island was jammed, apparently. My mom was there, and she said because of the fact that everyone is avoiding the Lekki-Ikoyi toll, everybody has rerouted to the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway, the major Lekki toll gate. That means that it's affected the whole of Ozumba. It's spread out into Ajose Adeogun. It's spread out into all those other streets that just go off Ozumba, all the way over to Falomo as well, because of that toll gate.
That's very true. Even early this morning, so on the Lekki-Ikoyi side, it was free, but and this was like 5 a.m. But on the Admiralty Toll Plaza, which is the one you're talking about, the one in the Express, it's quite busy because everyone is going in that direction now, trying to avoid
the Lekki-Ikoyi toll.
Though you guys have busy roads to talk about, I have a road that is not busy at all. In fact, before I give this update, I need to put a caution sign in my voice and in the update itself. Please drive carefully, because this particular access is one that is notorious for people just stepping on the accelerator and letting go. Please be very careful. I'm talking about the Iyano bus stop heading towards Obalende Bridge. There is absolutely no traffic. You can't, okay, I was about to say you can play football on the bridge, but you know that's not safe, right? So you just be very careful if you're driving along that axis, okay? It's free flowing, it's smooth sailing, there is absolutely no traffic. Nothing to stop you, no obstacle from Iyanoro to Obalende Bridge. Just be careful. 80, yes, keep it on 80, okay, and you'll be just fine. All right, so guys, do you have any updates for me before I give you the very last one?
Okay, well, I don't know if you guys saw. I don't know if you guys saw the. So the K2 area is busy, and I don't know why. Maybe I don't know if you can see that on the map.
Yes,
but it looks like it's quite heavy from Mile 2 under the bridge. The market, Yano School, NNPC, petrol station, all those areas are quite busy right now. So all the way to Tipper Garage.
It's possible that people going to or coming from the markets might be responsible. Some people might feel, okay, there's not much traffic, I might as well go to the market. And yes, I gather as well now that there's a bad portion in that access. So perhaps that was also slowing down the traffic. Yes.
So just be careful in that area as well.
Okay, so the final one for this morning, another area that is very free, traffic free, I tell you, it's almost unbelievable. If you're going to CMS Garage all the way from Maryland bus stop, it's free flowing. Unlike the 3rd Mainland Bridge access though, there are just pockets of light traffic here and there, nothing to worry about. From Maryland, the first you'd encounter is at the Anthony axis. Just pockets here and there. It's free flowing through Obani Koro. In fact, it's just good to go this morning until you get to the Alaka axis. That Ikmori market area, there's a bit of gridlock there. Perhaps people trying to do some shopping this morning, after which is free. Okay, so Eco Bridge is really good to go this morning. When I say good, I mean really good. However, Akpongbo Bridge, from what I can see here, there's light traffic on it, light traffic, so there isn't much of a gridlock. So the only time you would experience another gridlock, or rather the only gridlock on that axis, is when you are approaching the CMS garage itself. It starts from just before you get to the First Bank headquarters. So that's where the light traffic begins on the bridge, and then it becomes really heavy until you get to the CMS garage. Just before the garage, though, it eases out. So you'll be just fine. I'm very sure of that. Whatever the case may be, though, as I always say, drive carefully, be at alert, have consideration for other road users, and please, please, don't put your foot on that accelerator. Because the way the traffic is so good to go this morning, I'm actually very scared. But I'm sure you do just fine. I'll join the guys in the kitchen right now.
All right.
Mary, it's always great to have Mary on traffic.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome. Okay, so A few things are trending, but top of them is I don't know if you've heard the news. I think this happened overnight. Is World War III. So something is.
Whenever I hear things like that, I just say the devil's a liar.
It's not a good start to the year.
No,
because
that's not.
So all the news are reporting that there was a U.S. airstrike in Iraq that killed a leading Iranian general.
Yes.
So Iran is really upset right now. Yeah, so it's in the news. But that happened overnight because last night when I was going to bed, there was no news like that. So it's Iran has already declared 3 days of mourning. They're upset, they're angry, and people are saying they might retaliate. So we just need to be careful.
This issue of retaliation, though, I just
and it's so that's why Trump is trending as well.
Trump is trending. Baghdad is trending. I think the top seven updates worldwide are about this airstrike. So I thought we should just touch on it briefly.
Trends are carrying. In fact, most updates I got today, the alerts were based on the airstrike, and I just said to myself, "Goodness."
And the head of the Iranian elite force was killed.
No way.
As in the head, like the general that is in charge of the elite force was killed.
It's really scary. If you read the news, I was reading it and I was like,
goodness,
this is worrisome.
It's worrisome
being
because
in America right now.
You never know how Iran is going to respond. So just.
And so this is the kind of time when you think about all the diplomatic relations between countries and who is aligning with who at this point.
Believe me, this is it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
It will take a really, and when I say really, I mean an excellent, super excellent diplomat to handle this, because there was no diplomacy in handling the attack. So it's going to be.
Anyway.
And I actually, when I saw Trump trending, the assumption was that it had something to do with the impeachment trial or something, and all that. And I just think of how, I'll use the word erratic Trump has been in the past. And, what would have led to him probably giving the order for this to happen,
So some people are saying that it was he's trying to deflect from what's happening at home with the impeachment and all that. So when you do something crazy like that or outlandish,
it's like you're acting out.
Then everybody starts talking about that instead of the matters.
It does make you wonder what effect it would have on the trial, because now it seems like Trump wants out. That's what it seems like. Because when you talk about the Senate now, it will be a case of if the Senate doesn't vote him out, it will be a case of why didn't you vote him out? Like, see what he did. He put our lives in danger and all. So it's just tricky. You just wonder.
It's tricky.
Goodness me. And you know that the issue of the Middle East is such a long one. There's some documentaries about that. That if you go and watch them, you'll understand some deep intricacies that nobody on the surface really understands. And you'll probably never know the whole story of why this airstrike happened and why a particular person was or was not targeted, But it's sad to hear that those are the top 5-6 trends on the 3rd of January.
It's crazy. Anyway, in other news.
That sounded very poignant.
In other
news. Because some Nigerians might not be saying, please, Iran is far. So Davido and Chioma are trending. Are they getting married?
Probably eventually.
Is it a
eventually?
Is it a wedding thing or?
It could be anything at this point. The things
I've actually been seeing the trend, and I've been like, okay, I'll probably check it out later. But most people are tweeting, forget this Davido and Chioma thing. We want to know what the Davido and Chioma thing is, so we can tell others that haven't seen it. They said it's Chioma, Davido, and Sophia saga. Sophia is his first baby mama. Sophia Momodu. So
so she's now
so
back
it's like Chioma versus Sophia.
That's what it's about.
Okay. So they're back. So it looks like Sophia is back in the mix now.
Well, you never know what exactly is going on. There's also another trend. Lagos is trending for being 21 degrees centigrade.
Yeah, it's a good time to be
in the morning.
Yeah.
21 degrees in the morning.
Yeah, like 21 degrees. Has it
nice
ever
and cool.
happened?
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember ever seeing Lagos below like 24, 25.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I love this weather. So I did some laundry yesterday. I put my clothes out to dry. And I just stepped into the house. And then next thing, I don't know, the breeze was blowing. I was like, let this breeze not go and blow the pegs off my clothes. And I went to the clothes and I was like,
They were dry.
Hamilton is really here. Like, the clothes were dry. I just quickly packed my things inside. Like,
you know what? A lot of things are happening around the world, and we'd love to know your take on them. Use our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. And we'll be back after this quick break.
People united can never be defeated. Do you believe that?
Meet Jo Odumaki, a woman who never does anything by half. Her personal take on life is anything worth doing is worth doing well. Or in more contemporary parlance, go hard or go home.
It takes passion, commitment, determination, and there are a lot of hurdles. If one is not determined, then one would drop by the wayside.
Born in Zaria, Kaduna in 1966, all she ever wanted was to serve in the seminary as a nun.
My parents were staunch Catholics. I so much love God. It was then that I picked up a phone. Mom saw me because my dad was in the UK. My dad then returned after about 2 or 3 months and then said, young girl, you still want to be a nun? I said, yes, Dad. He said, not only will I disown you, but I'll print your obituary that you are dead. So when people see you, they think you are spirit, they start running. The next day, I just told my dad, I said, well, I want to face my education. I no longer want to be a nun. And it was good news for him, so he took me to Kwara State Polytechnic.
But an uncompromising father and a chance happening upon a quote by Martin Luther King Jr. put paid to that and set her on another path in life.
At the university, a lecturer discovered that somebody scored very high marks in her tests. Measured my matriculation number, I went to see her. So she gave me one book to read. I read it. One quotation changed my life. And that is the one autobiography of Martin Luther King that says, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. And that was how that quotation wired me up. And I said, military dictatorship, I see injustice. So I felt that I could do a lot more if I'm engaged in this struggle.
As a women's rights activist and president of the Women Rise for Change initiative and the Campaign for Democracy, there's no room for selfishness in the life that she leads. But even she will tell you that nothing should make a woman compromise on the home front.
Marriage is not competition, but to complement each other. My mom has told me that if I fail in one, I can fail in all. When a child is growing, the parents are the first role model. Some of the failures we have seen, some parents are career women, they don't have time for their children, they leave them at the mercy of house helps. They don't even know when the group, the people, they leave friends, they have some gangs. Parents don't even know their children. Seeing how my parents have made me who I am, I'll be a failure if I don't really positively affect my immediate environment. So balancing is very, very important.
For being a loud voice and a ray of hope for the helpless, she's had to pay her price. But the restoration of voice to the voiceless and every battle won has been more than enough consolation. And the world has been watching, even Michelle Obama when she was FLOTUS.
I set out doing all what I'm doing, not knowing anyone is taking special notes. But before I knew it, I started having awards on awards upon awards. As I speak today, I have 597 awards. And so 2013, I just got a mail. I should proceed the following day to the US Embassy with my passport. And I got there, congratulated me that I've won International Woman of Courage Award. But I don't need to tell anyone when I get to Washington, D.C., I'll be told. So getting there on March 8th, I got in to where I was to receive the award, and the then U.S. Secretary of State, John Kerry, came in with the then First Lady of the United States of America, Michelle Obama. It was one of the high points of my life.
During the past 20 years in Nigeria, Dr. Josephine Odumakin has handled more than 2,000 cases of government security agencies violating women's rights. These cases include everything from negligence to assault and killings. For exceptional courage, strength, and leadership in tirelessly advocating for human rights, social justice, and women's equality and advancement in Nigeria, Dr. Josephine Odumakin is a woman of courage.
We are not all meant to change the world, but you never know until you try. And if Joe Odumakin does not inspire to go out there and serve humanity, we don't know what will.
Revolution! Women arise! Revolution! Revolution! Women arise!
So I just found out that even having to keep away from some of the activities happening for the fear of being killed, that is not worth it. One should give all that one has to the struggle. So anywhere that I find myself in the field of activism, I ensure that I put in my best, and that's the passion.
What are we saying? Recover our news. What are we demanding? Recover our news.
Amazing woman there, very, very accomplished. One to look out for in future. We have a performance happening right now on the show. Lefto C's real name is Itwa Jeffrey, a pop artist with the song I'm Blessed. Apparently, Cool G produced that song. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right. So, Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
All right. Are you set to perform for us?
Yes, yes.
All right. Go ahead.
The very top of the morning to you this Friday.
That's where we are on Wake Up Nigeria. At the top of your morning. We're the forefront right now, bringing you the best of TV entertainment.
Yeah, we love having you join us every single time. Thank you so much. My name is Yomi Owope.
And I'm Titilayo Onyison. Please stream with us. We can't wait to meet you online. That's tvcentertainment.tv and of course on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Yeah, send in your comments across our social media platforms with the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
So if you haven't downloaded this app yet, you need to get to it now. During the holidays, we had some amazing giveaways, and because some people were following us on this app, they went away with brand new phones. Talking about the Android or iOS stores, they have our app. Download it, watch us from anywhere in the world. You never know what you might win.
Yeah, now back with us in the kitchen this Friday is Uncle V with
Chef
Mary in the kitchen.
V, Uncle
Yes, so
Uncle
Chef
V,
Uncle
Chef
V.
V.
Hello,
Chef
guys.
Uncle V.
Good morning.
Good morning. Great to have you here. Happy New Year.
Same to you.
Yeah.
2020.
What's it looking like? I'm seeing spices or something.
You're
over
seeing the fish here.
Yeah.
You're seeing
Sweet corn.
sweet corn. Yeah, have you ever had roasted sweet corn?
there. Roasted sweet corn.
Yes, you might try it today.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh,
right.
okay. There you go. There you
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
Let's see what Uncle V is making for us today.
Okay.
go. Yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, you should.
Let's straight for the rest of this morning's highlights. For fashion, Omei Yang will be showcasing different ways to style some select fashion items.
And then we're also set for review and preview of the EPL ahead of the weekend.
Right after that, Bandek Osha will be bringing us a second performance for this month.
It's Big Boy to the beat
Then we'll be having a performance from the prolific dancer, Rachel. She's going to be doing her thing soon on the show.
And then we're going to be having Naidu for a performance as well.
And of course, it is game day.
Like we have to hear this every hour.
Yes, every hour.
Fridays.
I love Fridays. Fridays are game days.
Are you sure it's not because of the weekend?
It's just dress down game day. Let your hair down. Do something fun day. And it's the first Friday of the year. So there's a lot to look forward to. A lot of people are still on holiday. They've not resumed back at work. So it's like the official final rest work day.
And a lot of people are going to be flying home. It's usually wise, to take the entire December off. Because you get to travel late November when ticket prices are still okay, and return early January when ticket prices have returned to normal. So you see a lot of people coming back
home.
home.
Of December off.
So just take the whole of December off if you can. That's the best way to go.
But going to the airport now, trying to book a flight right now,
Yeah, into this weekend.
Craziness.
Into this weekend is going to be pretty high because people are then going to be going back.
And you know, talking about flights, Yomi, there was a particular flight that trended.
Oh, okay.
we
I think Yomi should give us the gist.
we
we'll
talked
talk about it.
I don't know the details. You guys are just
So
those
the
details. are just
Davido trauma matter we
Yeah.
started talking about in the kitchen.
yeah, okay.
So he came out with his own statement, and basically said, she just hitched a ride on his jet to avoid other, means
I like
of
that.
transportation.
She just joined me on my jet.
Yeah.
Means of transportation, which was what actually caused the uproar on social media.
Oh, okay.
Because his statement was, if I did not give her a lift, or rather, I gave her the lift so she would not have to fly economy.
Right.
And many people thought that particular statement was unnecessary.
Was not nice. Okay.
So apparently, that's what even further added fuel to the fire.
So it's about all these ladies thinking, you know what, I got to make my own money now so that I don't have to wait for
that's
someone
why
to...
she's working so hard. She was traveling to Ghana because she's exhibiting her hair. She's into hair business. So that was why she was going there, actually. Not because
this is Sophia now, not
Sophia.
Okay.
Yes. So he said he didn't want his child flying economy.
Well, hey, you know, I know of a particular billionaire who, in order to train his kids, made sure that his kids flew economy every single time so that they could see how the other half lived. But the thing is, he in the beginning, he didn't make it known to people, but he said it was part of them actually mixing and interacting with real people, that if you keep them in a bubble, they're never gonna be able to break in later on. When it's time to now hustle, they won't be able to hustle.
Yeah, why would they need to hustle though?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Just because you're a billionaire or really rich doesn't mean your kids are not going to have to work for their own money eventually.
Of course, Of course,
So,
that's very important.
yeah.
Who will manage the business when
Exactly.
It's just
So I know Yomi has plans of being a billionaire very soon.
I might be millions before you're me though. You never know. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
We are like in that club, billionaires club. So we're trying to make things.
I actually don't know if billionaire is a title that I'm like looking for.
Targeting.
Yeah, I don't think it's about the numbers.
One of the things I discovered in 2019 is that there are people who are billionaires that a lot of people don't know.
Yes.
Right. So
You'd be
silent
amazed.
silent
True.
billionaires. Lots of cash, lots of liquid assets, not just properties, lots of
And
liquid
that's the
assets,
kind of billionaire
without making noise about it. So
And then there are some billionaires in the spotlight that are not actually billionaires. They're just owing banks a lot of money.
exactly.
And then when they are gone, and their family members have no, inheritance, and it's always like, the children did not manage it. There was nothing left.
actually, that happens. That happens quite
that
a lot.
happens a lot. So many people are surviving on bank loans, living large.
Yeah.
Until they get into trouble or they die, and then it's out.
It's time for us to take the news now, and Mary is going to be doing that for us.
I thought you were going to take it.
Oh, that's me?
You go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, now the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, can detain a former Attorney General of the Federation, Mohammed Adoke, for another fortnight. The FCT High Court granted the Commission's application to keep Mr. Adoke in its custody for 14 more days as it prepares to arraign him. He was detained on the 19th of December, the same day he arrived in Abuja from the United Arab Emirates. He is set to face charges of abuse of office and money laundering in respect of the granting of the oil prospecting license 245 to Shell and ENI. The suspected mastermind of the failed bank robbery in Mpape area of Abuja has been arrested. He is identified as Ernest Barman. Police say he was arrested at a hideout. The police had earlier arrested 4 suspects ages between 19 and 30 and gunned down another member of the robbery gang during the operation. And the managing director of the Railway Corporation of Nigeria, Fidet Okihira, has denied claims of a gun attack on a train. Earlier reports by some national newspapers allege that a passenger train which left Rigasa train station in Kaduna State was attacked at Katari, a few kilometers to Abuja, at 10 in the morning. There were no casualties or injuries reported. Mr. Okihira told the news agency of Nigeria that the story is false and gave a clue to what happened or may have triggered the alarm. In his words, what happened, according to the police escorts on the train, is that a stone was thrown at the train by some boys, which affected only the window glass of coach SP4. Public Relations Officer of Kaduna State Police Command, Yakubu Sabo, also described the reports as fake news.
We do not receive any report to that effect. And I even contacted the railway police, and they said they did not receive any report of any ugly incident like that. Okay. And even today, the train has been shuttling Abuja Kaduna this afternoon. So it was such a fake news. But I would have made a press release, but because the railway corporation are the ones that are supposed to issue statement, that is why.
According to the program.
And the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, has assured users of the Akanu Kwara government demolishing something happening in all the stories that we're going to be bringing you right now from Ilorin. Now, in Ilorin, something is going on right now, which happened with the Saraki family. And of course, we brought you reports of what happened over the past few days regarding the demolishing of a property belonging to the Saraki family. Well, that's the news updates for this hour.
Well, you're welcome to the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Chef Uncle V.
What's up, guys?
He is in the kitchen today and he's going to be preparing breakfast for us. I wonder what you have planned. So what is it called? I know there's roasted sweet corn. So what is it called?
So basically what we're making is pan roasted sweet corn in sardine sauce.
Pan roasted sweet corn in sardine
sauce. Yeah, with yam chips.
With yam chips?
Yeah.
Sounds really yummy. Okay, so run us through what we'll be making use of.
Basically what we have here is we have sardine.
Okay.
We have chicken seasoning.
Okay.
We're using to spice the yam.
Okay.
We have salt. Okay. We have chili pepper.
Okay.
And then we have fresh plum tomatoes. No, we're not. This is optional. This garlic. If you decide to have the garlic flavor on your yam.
Okay.
So we have plum tomatoes diced. We have our green onions, we have our sweet corn, our yam, our butter, and then we have our ketchup.
Is it possible because of the vegetable to also cube this?
Yeah.
Because, you know, there might be some recipes that have
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's all about presentation for this.
So what is the butter for, since we are frying the yams and oil?
We're using the butter for the sweet corn and the sauce. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. We're not using oil for that.
Okay, so let's get started. I know the oil for the yam is heating up. So what are we doing here?
So what we do with this is we're going to roast.
No oil, nothing?
Nothing,
So this is real roasting?
Yeah. So
because I don't even roast comes with oil.
Pan roasting. Because you want that water to get dried.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Is it deliberate you're putting it sparsely like that?
Because I don't want to have much water inside. Okay. Yeah. If you have a sieve, it's better you use a sieve to.
Okay. So you sieve it first. So by the time you're ready to pan roast it, there isn't any. Okay, just a bit of moisture on it.
Yeah. So.
Fantastic. So for how long will you have to do this before you can be assured? Till there's no moisture at all?
There's no moisture, and then you can see the sweet corn getting a bit brown. Yeah. But you don't allow it burn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the use of this? Why do this?
Now, you want to have because this is like the main item.
Okay.
Yeah, in the menu.
Okay.
So you want to have that feel of slightly roasted corn.
Like normal corn,
like
but just that it's roasted. Yeah, exactly. Because I was actually wondering why we have to go through this, go down this route, just to achieve it. Okay, but if I don't want to make use of my pan, can I make use of the oven?
Yeah, sure.
I can just put it in my pan and then put it in the oven instead of using it over the heat, the regular heat, right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure.
The whole idea you're working towards is getting it extremely dry, and then get it to roast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me take a look at this.
Okay.
Okay. So, what other ingredients can you make use of to achieve this recipe?
Now, I'm of the opinion that when you're in the kitchen, you try to
play with anything.
play with anything. You don't get construed to a particular recipe. Okay. Try out things. You understand? So you can actually substitute this for. You can take away the sweet corn, and then maybe you use say. You can use
chicken
your sausage. Yeah, you can use bacon. Yeah, all of that.
Okay. Fantastic. So we'll definitely have the pan roasted and our yams frying soon enough. So by the time we come back to the kitchen, it's just for us to put it all together, and then you see the magic Chef Uncle V will create this morning in the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Right now, however, we have a package for you, and it has to do with Yomi's conversation, a recent conversation with Mr. Agbaje, talking about the movie Farming. Really interesting one. You want to watch this.
All right, so Adewale Akinoye Agbaje, great to finally meet you.
It's nice to meet you, man.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Welcome back home.
Thank you.
When was the last time you were here?
I snuck in about 18 months ago, you know, in the back door. So, you know, I wasn't on the big stage. Yeah, low key, family, friends.
Wow. So, movies, movie series, 25 years and more, and it's been absolutely amazing for you. That's been a great journey for you, right?
Yes, yeah. I mean, I've been able to traverse both TV and film and genres, you know. I'm one of the few actors that's able to do both Marvel and DC and, you know, to still do dramas and comedies and action. And so I've had a wonderful time.
Yeah, but this is a big one for you, Farming. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Your directorial debut and everything. Now, Financial Times called this riveting. They also said it's raw. Was this on purpose for you? Because I know this is also a very personal story.
To be riveting and raw, absolutely. I mean, you know, I'm depicting a time in Britain, which is actually from the 60s, 70s through the 80s. But the film, Farming, is, you know, farming was a term that was used by British social workers to describe a phenomenon that occurred in Britain throughout the 60s and 90s, whereby the Nigerian immigrants coming to Britain would foster or farm their children out to white working class families en masse, thousands and thousands all over Britain. In order so that they could work, study and save. And the idea was that once they'd accomplished what they set out to do, they would then collect their children and return back to Nigeria. That was the plan. But however, with every plan, you know, there's the vicissitudes of life that fall in, and farming follows my personal journey. I was farmed at 6 weeks old to a couple in the southeast of England in an area known as Tilbury. And at that time, there was a huge backlash against the immigrant influx that manifested in gang and skinhead subcultures on the street. So I was subjected to acute racial attacks, both emotionally and physically, growing up as a young black Nigerian child in Britain. So it was important for me to depict a Britain that was realistic for a young black man growing up there. You know, many people internationally see Britain represented through the monarchy or the Beatles or James Bond, but here was a perspective from a young black Nigerian's point of view of what it was like to grow up. And it was important to be honest about that.
Yeah, for many Nigerian audiences, I mean, this concept of farming is very new. Most of us had never heard about it until we saw this movie and we saw the synopsis. We were like, oh wow, this thing actually happened. What do you think the reaction of Nigerians would be to this film when they eventually see it and they find out and discover what Nigerian families were actually going through in the 60s and in the 70s? What do you think the reaction is going to be?
Well, there's a large proportion that already are aware of the phenomenon because, you know, they're the ones that started it. But, you know, I've screened the film a lot in the UK and with Nigerian audiences, and probably one of the most rewarding things to come out of the film is how they've embraced it. And how the film has become a form of collective therapy for all those that went through the practice, both the children and the parents. You know, there were secret traumas that were carried by many of the children into their adulthood, and the film has provided a platform for dialogue and
Welcome back. Now, there's something about Wake Up Nigeria on Fridays that just gives you a pep in your step. Now we're talking about fashion. We have with us Obei Yangs.
Hello.
Now, she's a creative entrepreneur. She has a keen eye for nurturing businesses and is a founder of Hohe's Designs, which is an accessories fashion brand. It relies heavily on African fabrics, and she's going to be showcasing a fashion item that can be worn in different ways. Welcome to the show, May.
Thank you for having me here.
All right, so this item that we've been talking about since morning, what is it called exactly?
Okay, so this one I have on is actually called a peplum belt.
Peplum belt.
Yes.
Very simple.
Very simple.
And it's made of Ankara fabric.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you just tie it on?
Yes, so the great thing about it is, you know, now it's Christmas, we just finished eating. Okay. A lot of mothers are trying to hide their tummy. This is a great, you know, nobody has to know all the secrets of the holiday. Okay. So you can tie this way and it changes your outfit.
Okay, so how else could I use this belt?
You can use it on a dress, on a skirt. You can also put it on your neck. If you want me to show you, I can do that.
As quickly as possible.
Okay. You guys have to help me to do that.
All right,
quickly.
I'll untie this for you like so. I hope you didn't tie it twice.
No.
Okay, all right. Got it? So if I take it off like that.
So if you want to take it off, whoa.
You turn it back.
Okay,
the microphone just came off with it. Not to worry, not to worry. But show me how
quickly
to tie this on.
Yes, so you could quickly just do this on your neck.
Okay.
And it changes the total look of your outfits. So if you wanted to, like, maybe you're wearing like a tube top, you wanted to hide your cleavage, you know, wanted to do something different, you wanted like a high neck, and voila, that's it. Pretty basic.
All right, beautiful.
Nothing.
And then if you hold this for me, I believe you could also wear it like this, as an off shoulder.
Actually.
Yes, so if you brought it like so, it turns it to another outfit as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so it could be a makeshift sleeve or a makeshift shawl.
Yes.
And that's the peplum belt.
Yes.
But that's not all, people. There are some models with us. Model number one, please come through. This is something else that I saw on your page that really interested me. Thank you so much for showing us this piece. So what is this piece for?
So this is a basic waterfall jacket.
Waterfall jacket?
Yes.
All right.
It's very basic, very easy to wear. You can wear it with a belt like this. Again, it has the features of hiding your tummy if it's important. I'm emphasizing that part because that is a problem area for a lot of women. Okay. But also the belt helps accentuate the waist as well.
So if we remove this belt, what happens?
Yeah. So you can wear it, you can dress it up or dress it down. So this can just be a free-flowing outfit. She's wearing it on leggings. You can wear it on a dress.
And it just freezes out.
Yes, and
Sorry,
it just
could you
freezes
turn
out.
around, please? All right, and then it just freezes out and it becomes something completely different.
Yes.
All right, so it becomes a jacket, essentially.
Yes, basically, exactly.
Right. And you use Ankara fabrics.
Yes.
Any particular reason why you chose
Well,
Ankara?
because I actually love African fabrics, and it's high time we showcase our beauty and our designs to the world. So yes, our plan is always to use either Ankara fabrics or African fabrics, but we're starting from home. So
all right.
Ankara it is.
Thank you so much. All right, so we have another model here. You're very welcome. All right, so I'm loving the color of this. I love bright colors, but please tell us what you call this.
Okay, so this is actually called a reversible cape.
Okay.
This one is close to my heart.
Why?
Because, so apart from the fact that obviously you can see the way she's wearing it now, it is great for a nursing mother.
Okay.
You know, you've had kids, you know, when you want to breastfeed in public, you always have to get a nursing cover, and then we toss it out after a few months. But why not have a piece that you can wear normally on a regular day, and when it's time to breastfeed, you simply turn it to the side.
Okay.
Breastfeed your,
easy. So go ahead, keep talking, keep talking.
You simply breastfeed your baby.
Yeah.
And it's discreet, and that's it. And it's breezy, so, you know, the fear of maybe baby not getting air is eliminated. The also good thing about this is a reversible fabric. So she can flip it around, and we have a totally different fabric on it. Yes, it's a very different look. So you can wear the same jacket, and nobody has to know. You have two different looks.
I really like this piece. I really, really do. So it looks very, very simple, but it's also understated. And if, for instance, the rope is long enough, I believe it could also be tied around the waist.
Yes, actually, for smaller people, which we're actually looking at doing that this year as well, it actually can be tied on the waist.
So I love the simplicity of it. May I untie this?
Yes.
All right, the simplicity of it is right there. But if I was to take it right round you here, like this, right round your waist, it turns into an A-line dress right there.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes. Thank you.
No, this is really simple, and it looks very comfortable as well.
Yes, so the point is you don't have to keep buying new clothes. Quickly, just change up your look with all our different pieces.
All right then. Now, Omei, I know you probably have quite a few of these other designs you have in the works, but this is the one I have my eye on. Why? Because it makes it look like an off-shoulder top, and it becomes a sleeve. And a peplum belt is such a great idea, really. Thank you so much for coming to show us this.
Thank you so much.
And, well, hey, I have to wrap it up quickly, but for those that are wondering what happened here just now, we just showed you different ways of wearing very simple designed belts. The peplum belt and what did you call this one?
The reversible cape.
Reversible cape.
And the waterfall jacket.
And the waterfall jacket. Amazing stuff. All right, that's fashion for us right now on Wake Up Nigeria. We're going to ask you to step off the set right there. Thank you so much. I love the fact that it's so simple, though, like so simple. Thank you so much to the models as well.
Thank you.
I'm going to be trying one or two of those out on the show, I have to say, because I have some dresses that I want to wear again.
We'll love it.
I want to change it. All right, then. Now, Yomi has been standing by, but I know that Chef V is also working some magic in the kitchen. Yomi, what do you think about those fashion choices?
Very nice, very nice. You know, giving people choices is really important. I like some of those things are conservative, things that you can wear to church and all of that. Very nice, very nice. Anyway, we're heading over to the kitchen now where it looks like Chef V and Mary are keeping busy. Hey, people, how's it going?
We are super busy. Someday I'm going to come on this set wearing food. Food is hard, right?
Wow.
Yeah, that's how much I love food, but of course I'll be wearing stuff underneath so I don't eat them all up. Okay, so you're welcome back to the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Chef Uncle V has been super busy. We are about to finish roasting the sweet corn. Yeah, and then of course we have yams here. So run us through what we've done so far and what's going to happen next.
Okay, so far we've actually fried our yams with a little bit of spicing.
And then you decided to cube some of them as well.
Some. Your idea. Yeah, so now we've been roasting the sweet corn. Now this is the tricky part. This is one of the reasons why I enjoy roasting sweet corn. Now let's have one.
Oh, okay.
Can you see? So you can when you press it, you have that juice.
Wow.
Rather than
retains
sauteing,
the
yes,
juice
inside,
instead.
yeah.
This is good.
So rather than when you saute it and then you're having it's all soggy. So it's better when you roast it.
Okay, okay. So it's more like you're trying to retain the taste to the maximum instead of the taste being out there.
Yeah.
This is good. So what happens next?
You can see it popping already. So now this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We're going to set this aside.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we're going to add
a bit of butter.
A bit of butter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now this is when the fish comes in. But we're using the tomatoes.
Yeah, we're using tomatoes. So
okay.
What we do is spring onion.
Okay. Spring onions and tomatoes. Oh boy.
So you can see I'm doing it on one part.
Yeah. Why is that?
Because I'm going to mix it later.
So instead of using 2 pans, this is another way of maximizing
exactly.
and reducing your workload. Fancy having to wash like what? 3, 4 pans?
So you make sure this doesn't get burned while you're doing that.
Okay.
So
that's the tricky part. Now the juice from the tomato, won't it seep into the sweet corn on the other side?
As this cooks, as the tomato cooks, the juice is getting ready to eat. So when it mixes with the sweet corn, you're having like a burst of flavor.
Remember what you said about it not burning?
Yeah, it's not going to burn.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Wow, so it's going to be like, in fact, a burst of colors as well. Because we have yellow, we have green, red, orangey, and we also have green. Nice.
So we'll put our salt.
Okay. So this is when the seasoning comes in. A bit of it. Okay. So just a bit of salt.
Just a bit of salt.
Do we put other seasoning?
No, we're not. We use that for the yam.
Oh, this is still going into the yam.
Yeah, we use that while.
Oh, we season the yam with that. So what about the pepper? The pepper also goes
yes, coming here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long are we going to cook the tomatoes for?
Not for too long.
Okay.
Because
that
it's still. Yeah.
Okay. Now, is this the regular ingredients? Or this is the Niger flavored ingredients?
This is Niger flavored.
Because I know whenever I see pepper in food, I'm always like, is there a catch to it? Okay.
Okay. Now
so
we can mix.
Oh, this looks good. This looks good. So if I want to cheat, say for example, I'm like, why should I go out and buy sweet corn that is about what? 400 per can?
Per can, yeah.
Can I just use my regular corn? I know we're about to get into the season now. So
you can still get your regular corn, but you have to work towards bringing it out.
Yes, you have to soak it
yeah.
Sugar, I think?
Yeah.
For a while. And then when you have
then
soaked up the sugar, you can get your sweet corn. Some people do it homemade as well. So you just put it in your freezer.
Okay.
That's another way to get it done.
This is the fun part.
The fun part? So you're using the brine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most people leave out the brine. And then I've had some sardines that the brine actually tastes like water. And I'm like, what? Why? Like, we're used to those days when the brine alone can help you fry eggs.
You know.
But now, I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
Oh boy, this looks good. I mean, I bet it will taste just as good.
Then this is actually optional. If you're not a ketchup fan, you can actually take this away.
But if you are,
so yeah, if you are, just a bit of it. So it gives you that
tomato taste again, alongside the tomato you already using. Oh, nice.
So.
This is not a low-budget breakfast, but it's definitely going to be a tasty one. A tasty one. Okay, so at the end of the show, of course, you will see it served, and our guests will dig in. And I'm pretty sure our guests will enjoy it.
Yeah,
we have to go on this break, though. Stay with us as we Wake Up Nigeria. It is time to talk sports now, talking about the EPL. And today, we're going to talk about a lot of things that have been happening recently. I'm sure everybody wants to meet you. Come on.
Oh, well, I'm sure everybody already know. I mean, it's been a fantastic year so far, I mean, sporting-wise,
Yes.
and it's nice to see you in the new year as well.
It's great to see
The
you.
year started on a very, interesting note. Arsenal getting that 2-0 win over Manchester United. Manchester City also closing up the gap. But, of course, we saw Liverpool last night getting a 2-0 win over Sheffield to further extend their
Did you
gap.
see that one coming?
Well, of course, it's expected.
Let's be real. Sheffield United is a very strong team. Very
Would
strong
they be
team.
stronger than the European and world champions?
Well, you know, I'm actually a bit upset
Liverpool at home?
at Liverpool right now. You could call it beef.
Well,
Because the only team in the PL history to have the unbeaten run
for a whole calendar
is
year.
Arsenal.
Well,
and they are going towards that record. So I keep, anytime they're playing, I'm like, can this team just be there? We already know they are going to win it.
Well, Sheffield United's manager, Chris Wilder, said yesterday that Liverpool are already playing like champions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just a matter of time before they would eventually get their hands on that title. They've been waiting for 30 years to get that. But apart from the result, they played so well, they could have gotten more goals. The dominant performance of Liverpool in the last few months, when we thought they would slow down, has been quite remarkable. I mean, going all the way to the FIFA Club World Cup, getting the title, coming back to the Premier League, getting some fantastic results.
They're like the Man City of this season.
Well,
More like.
Man
Maybe
City are even
better.
playing catch-up now because...
No, Man City is not just playing catch-up. Man City is playing catch-up to Leicester. Because as it is, Liverpool is top of the table, 13 points of Leicester, and that's a lot. And Man City is still even behind. And so you wonder, is it possible for Man City to have any chance at the Cup this year?
Well, I think Manchester City's manager, Pep Guardiola, said they will continue fighting. That's a natural thing to say anyway.
I don't expect them to give up either.
They would continue fighting. If they won the title back-to-back, and last season they won it by just a single point, to tell you that they know that this season will be tough. And for Liverpool, a whole calendar year, the last time they've lost a game in the Premier League was on New Year's Day in 2019. So in the whole year now, they haven't lost a game. So it tells you how strong this team is.
And worrisome for the rest of us as well.
It depends on which side you belong to. Because for a Liverpool fan, they will be enjoying the old cruise.
Good for Liverpool fans. Good for Liverpool fans. But then talking about Arsenal, last weekend it was a heartbreak for many people, considering the Arsenal. I believe that's Arsenal-Chelsea match. The goals were unbelievable. Like, we were pretty sure that Arsenal was going to win that game. And then we begin the new year with Arsenal beating Man United. Did you see that coming?
Of course. I mean, Mikel Arteta have always spoken about the fact that he wants to change the mentality. He wants to give the players a new sense of belief.
I saw Torreira run.
Okay.
I was like, okay, what's happening?
That's what a profile of a manager can do to a team. They know Arteta. He may not be an established manager so far, but he's worked with a successful manager. Coming from a Manchester City side who are perhaps the best team in the EPL, working closely with Pep Guardiola, who has won 2 European Cups. So seeing such a manager in your dressing room telling you this is how it's done can inspire the players. And we've seen Arsenal, giving such a remarkable performance against Manchester United. Manchester United this season have not lost against big teams. So for Arsenal, getting that result is actually a big deal.
Yeah, that's why some Man U fans were consoling themselves on social media, saying they only lose to small teams.
Okay. Well, some consolation, but the table is saying otherwise because they are now falling out of the top 4.
Yeah.
They are 5th, but of course the guys behind them up onto the 10th position. In fact, Arsenal, who are 10th, are just 4 points behind Manchester United, to tell you how close they are.
Which brings me to another thing I was wondering about. Arsenal. Is it possible for Arsenal to make top 4, the usual top 4 this year?
I think it will be very difficult because Leicester City have gotten into the mix. We've got Leicester, we've got Manchester City, we've got Chelsea, who may be inconsistent, but they still have some quality to get it. We've got Tottenham with Jose Mourinho there. We've got Manchester United. So I think for Arsenal, it's a long call. We've got the likes of Sheffield and Wolverhampton, who are also doing so well. So I think for Arsenal, the mandate for Mikel Arteta at this point will be stabilize the ship, and let's see what happens next season.
Fantastic. So looking into the new year, of course, yesterday, the festive, the Premiership in the festive season ended last night. And so we're looking to the new year. There's a break this weekend, not expecting any matches
There's
weekend.
an FA Cup. I mean,
Well,
FA
not
Cup
for
matches.
the EPL. I'm actually talking about the EPL right now. Okay, so let's talk about the FA Cup matches as well. Okay. So
Well, the
what are
FA
you
Cup
looking at?
matches is, of course, a tradition, the oldest cup competition in England. It comes with a lot of prestige. Manchester City winning it back-to-back has brought more glamour back into the competition. So teams will go for it. I'm sure for the likes of Liverpool, they would also want to make it a double domestically after the international treble, which they won in 2019. It's something to look forward to as well.
It's something to look forward to. So who are you looking at? What teams do you have your eyes on regarding this particular fixture this weekend?
The fixtures are quite interesting, but I wouldn't want to delve into that just yet. But do not forget this weekend as well, the La Liga is making a return.
Yeah, that's true.
And the transfer window is on as well. Zlatan Ibrahimovic joining AC Milan. That's a good one because
yes, I was hoping we would talk about it.
In the Serie A now, we have 3 top strikers for each of the big teams. Four big teams as well. When you factor Napoli into it, we've got Cristiano Ronaldo with Juventus, we've got Romelu Lukaku for Inter Milan. AC Milan have now gotten Zlatan Ibrahimovic. There is a Dries Mertens with Napoli. There is Edin Dzeko with AS Roma. I think the Italian Serie A is beginning to get the vibes. And if you have been a fan of the EPL, I think it's time for you to just take a break away from the EPL for a while and see where football is also played elsewhere.
But then, of course, I dare say it wasn't surprising to see Zlatan back. He's been begging to come back for years. So I guess that's more drama.
He's a showman, and he always likes where the action is.
That's more drama in European football. I look forward to seeing all the drama it's going to bring as well. Thank you so much for joining me to discuss this. Thank you so much. All right, we have a performance right now. I know something really interesting is happening right now. Yomi, what's up?
Yeah, on Wake Up Nigeria, we'll bring you the very best music. And we've got this young man here. He's only 17, but he has big plans for his life. His name is Obanla Adebayor, and is also known as Bandek Osha. He has a couple of songs and collaborations to his credit, and he hopes for a bright future in the Nigerian musical scene. And this guy, he's not from around these parts, he's not a Lagosian like that. That's why his style is fresh and, doing many different styles. And you've been in music for about 2 years now.
2 years.
So how's it been, these 2 years that you've been in music? I know it's been a short time, but people say that it's a tough industry.
It is, but it's been good because...
It's your mic. Yeah.
It's been good because you move around,
yeah,
experience about industry. Industry is a very fucked up place. It's another country, another world.
Another world of its
you
own.
Meet new people, good, bad people, but just have pushing on.
You have to keep pushing it. Now, one of the things that you told me is that you are looking at. Of course, you're doing a course now in mechanical engineering,
Yes.
but you want to focus on your music as well.
Of course.
So you're going to be doing a song for us today, and you say it's a dance song, right?
Yes, yes.
What song is it?
The name is Owale, started Owale.
Oh, of course, it's
street slang.
It's street slang, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, and you represent the streets from your town.
I do.
Yeah. Where is that? Where's your hood?
Igbesa, Ogun
Igbesa.
State.
All right. So, if you're from that area, I'm sure that you're going to be hailing this guy and putting your fist up for him this morning. Are you ready for us?
I do.
All right. So let's do it.
Lost the love fi champagne ṣanra. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ rọra. You no get money, you say baby come over. Ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ wálẹ̀. Ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yọjó. Wọ́n bọ́ ṣe ń gbé bọ́dì bíi ti Marcus Rojo. Ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ wálẹ̀.
It's been a morning of music, fashion, inspiration, and so much more.
Yes, indeed. Typical morning on Wake Up Nigeria. Yeah. And on Fridays, happy hour comes early.
Yes, indeed. Now, we're looking forward to spending the next 45 minutes with you as well. My name is Titilayo Owens.
And mine's Yomi Ope. Get online and stream with us live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Send in those comments. We really appreciate them. So many Happy New Year's messages still coming in with our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
And if you haven't yet, you should download our mobile app, both on the Android and iOS stores. And this app allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world.
Yes, indeed.
Very nice. I stopped by the kitchen earlier on, and
something smells
Chef,
good.
yeah, something smells good. Chef V's. Well, I saw the Friday ham. And I was like, wow.
What's going
look
on?
at that.
What is going on?
Very nice. Very
My
nice.
gosh. So that's breakfast this morning.
Okay. My stomach is rumbling now.
I should have an early start. I'm just standing here.
Yeah.
Now, we have quite a bit happening that will, spur up our appetites even
Yes,
more.
indeed.
So
yes,
yesterday, Tokwe, myself, and Mike were dancing quite a bit.
Okay.
And we danced. The video is online of how much we embarrassed ourselves. It's fine. But dance is an expression of joy. We have Rachel Onwudike coming up soon. Now, she has prepared a special performance just for you.
And to wrap up Grand Styles with another musical performance, and this one is coming from Nadu.
Whoa, whoa, it's Nadu, Gigi, Maji, Sowore.
And of course,
Oh my goodness.
it's game day. I think I should record it. I always say
I
I'll
think
record
you
it,
should.
and then we should just play it.
Yes, because when you're not around, there's
Yeah.
always that boy. And then Yomi will be trying to force me to do it. And then you'll be going, no, Mary, you should be able
You're
to do
supposed to be
this.
practicing, you're supposed to practice before.
And I actually missed doing it when I lost my voice like a month or two ago.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. I felt so. I didn't know what to do. I was confused.
I'm curious to know what our viewers are doing to stem the harmattan. Yeah, so if you're at home or if you're at work or if you have to go out or whatever, what are you doing to just deal with the? Well, it's not that cold.
Yeah.
It's
But
not
it's
really-
like I creamed my fingers today, but I'm already seeing.
It's all dry, yeah.
Yeah, and then it makes you feel like you're old because
And
the
if you
skin
use
is wrinkled.
if you use the bathroom and wash your hands, you have to cream it.
Why do you
once
have
go.
to wash your hands? That's why you have wipes.
Wow, really?
Like,
Mary?
babe, so, I like to help the chefs in
Yeah.
the kitchen. And then your chef, Okavi, was like washing yams. And I was like, I'm not helping you. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not dipping my hand in that cold water. No way.
Because once you do that and you step out, it just goes dry immediately. All the edges.
Freezing.
So let us know what you're doing. I mean, there are people, but people swear by shea butter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they say
that-
shea
that-
butter works.
yeah.
But then a lot of people don't know that there are different, the word is species, I believe, of shea butter. There are some that are supposed to be used for hair and some that are supposed to be used for skin.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of
I
people
thought
get
it was
it mixed
one.
up.
one
No, they're
yeah.
different. The nut, the actual nut, it's grown in different places.
Okay.
So
Wait, does it mean that if you use the one for
Hair.
skin for your hair hair will...
Or let's say the one
Start
for
breaking
hair
up.
for your skin will probably make you change color. Depending, yes.
Right, okay.
So some people say, oh, when they use shea butter, it makes them darker. It's because you're not using
Oh
the
yeah,
right
I've heard that
one
before.
for your skin. So
Learn
yeah, be
something
sure of
new.
the type you're using.
Uh-huh.
The one in the markets that's inside black nylon, you don't know which type
Well,
that
look,
is.
I'm always a fan of the Old Faithful petroleum jelly.
Yeah, I've always been a
So
fan
this,
of that.
petroleum jelly will never fail you.
I'm telling you, when people go, what's your beauty regimen? I'm like, petroleum jelly. And nobody believes me.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
you don't
indulge
use it for your
in
face, do you?
creams
I mean,
and everything. No, of course not, not
Okay.
for my face. The makeup will do that one.
yeah, okay.
I think it's just always been about having good skin, and then of course once you eat the right types of foods, your skin will react better to no matter what you put on it anyway. So
Well, for some people, it doesn't always work out that way. So
The
it
pimple
also
will sharp come
depends.
out.
The thing will come, in fact, babe. Well, this is the time for us to dress our children warm, as Titi said earlier.
Yeah.
And then, of course, have menthol for them. Some children will fight you off if you try to put menthol on their bodies. So you might want to dress such children warmer than the others. And when they are complaining about all the clothes, you say, there's an option. Use this.
all right then, but it's about time for us to take an update with regards
update
to the news.
Yes, indeed.
He's on standby for that.
Yeah, and the suspected mastermind of the failed bank robbery in Mpape area of Abuja has been arrested. He is identified as Ernest, a barman. Police say he was arrested at a hideout. The police had earlier arrested 4 suspects whose ages range from 19 to 30 and gunned down another member of the robbery gang during the operation. And the government of Kwara State has confirmed the demolition of Bukola Saraki's family property, popularly known as Ile-Arugbo, that is Old People's Home in Ilorin, the state capital. The Commissioner for Communications says the demolition is part of moves to reclaim the land bordering the civil service clinic in Ilorin. Correspondent Ibrahim Alige now tells us more.
The demolition was long awaited after the Kwara State government announced the reclamation of the plots of land. The first attempt was made on the eve of the new year, but it was unsuccessful. Eventually, Ile-Arugbo was demolished in the wee hours of Thursday.
And the issue of demolishing this place occurred yesterday night around 2 a.m. to 3. Okay. So, and the police people came yesterday. That is Mopo. So they started to rig tear gas. Most of old women and youth, all of them, most of them, they were injured.
The Saraki GRA residence is directly opposite the demolished structure. Residents complained that gunshots and tear gas were fired into the building, ostensibly to scare protesters away.
They fired both the tear gas, both the live bullet. I think you can see the live bullet on the ground, and the tear gas everywhere. We don't know. That is the building they want to demolish. It's almost 300 or 400 meters. So what carried them down to this place? We want to know.
This is coming as the Saraki's kinsmen warned Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak to tread with caution.
The community implores the stakeholders to wedge into the matter and find a lasting solution to the long-term rivalry between the two families. This is necessary in order not disrupt the peaceful coexistence of the people of Ilorin Emirate.
The government had earlier announced the reclamation of the land, saying it is part of government property illegally acquired by individuals.
Eventually, Ile-Arugbo has been demolished. Now the aged women can no longer assemble here, except probably inside the Saraki GRA residence. Now the Saraki camp sees this as a political vendetta, but the state government is saying it is ready to reclaim all the government property in individuals' hands, no matter whose ox is God. Ibrahim Alige, TVC News, Ilorin.
Well, that's it on the news for Wake Up Nigeria for today. Let's see. All right, welcome to the cold outdoors. I'm right here with a dancer, someone very special this morning. Her name is Rachel, and she was doing music for about 10 years, and she's joining us for a dance performance this morning. When you say someone is a dancer, that means that they make money from music, and that's you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been doing dance for 10 years. That means probably since you were pretty young.
Yes. When I was little.
When you were little. So so you do most of the dance you work on, your dance routines are mostly Afro hip hop.
Yes, Afro hip hop and contemporary dance.
So when you started, obviously you did a lot of your dance by observation, right?
Of course.
And so how did people respond when they discovered that this girl can dance?
They were happy.
Oh, they were happy, right? And of course, now you do it professionally.
Yeah.
And talk to us about some of the artists that you worked with.
Okay, like of recent, I worked with Chinko Ekum.
Yeah.
And Skibby. Yes.
Okay, and a few others as well.
Yes.
How about dancers? You worked with a few dancers as well.
Okay, I worked with Sim Sky, DJ Balemzi, and the rest of them.
All right. So I know that one of the things that you also do, apart from dance, you're also a businesswoman. You said that you're also a businesswoman.
Of course, I like money.
You like money. So yeah. So you do. So talk to us about the kind of business you do. You're a stylist, and what else?
Okay, yes. I'm a stylist, a hairstylist, and I do some other business like buying and selling.
Buying and selling. All right. So 2020, you're taking your dance international, right? So talk to us about what your plans are for 2020.
Oh, my plans. Basically, I'm just looking out for the best of me.
Best of you.
Yes.
All right. So now you have some amazing videos on Instagram, when people, and lots of following as well.
Yes.
How do people respond to you on social media?
They all love it. When I post a video, they comment. They love what I put out there. And
all right.
They appreciate it.
That's really, really good. Yes. Appreciation is very good. And so what are you going to be doing for us today?
I'm going to be dancing.
I know you're going to be dancing, boy. All right, anyway, so you're going to be doing a nice dance routine for us, just to wake us up at the beginning of the new year.
Yes.
So we are ready when you are. I'm sure the music is going to be coming up very shortly. And that's Rachel, ladies and gentlemen, with a special dance routine for this Friday.
Woo! Can you see all the moves I taught her? I taught her all those moves, man. I taught her everything she knows. I'm just kidding. Rachel, you're amazing. Oh, DK, it's great. Great having you in our garden today. It felt like there were a whole group of dancers and it was just one amazing girl. Speaking of amazing people, we have Nigerian-American singer Nedu in the studio. Now, he started music as a child, and this Afrobeat artist draws inspiration from all types of music. He infuses hip-hop, R&B, dancehall, even trap into his music. Amazing to have you in the studio, man.
Thank you. Good morning.
Welcome.
Yep.
I love this jacket, by the way. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so what are you performing for us today?
Gigi Party.
Okay.
It's a song for the summertime. If you ever saw the video, it's in a pool.
Yeah.
So hot. I know it's time to wake up.
Yeah.
So
all right then.
Gigi Party.
All right, so is the music ready? Is the music ready? I think it is about time for you to perform for us, yeah?
All right.
Okay.
Take the party, Gigi, Maji, Sowore. Come make we dey go. Them no know the road. When we dey take the party, Gigi, and Maji, Malasu, Gigi. Whoa.
All right, it is, of course, game day, and we're trying out something brand new on the show today. Now, in the garden, we have the amazing Yomi Awukwe, and all the way from the United States of America, Nedu.
Thank you.
All right, so it's a very simple game. We have here some very simple latex balloons and very common paper cups. The whole idea of this game is to blow up the balloon inside the cup, lift it over to the other side of the table, and build a pyramid with it. Now, let me see if I can give you an example. One,
So you, okay.
two, and so on and so forth. So the next cup has to go on top like that.
Yeah.
So because of time, I'm gonna let you guys get to it. So I'm gonna let you start. How many cups do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
So
7,
just
8,
build
9,
a
10.
pyramid.
Yes, build a
We'll
pyramid.
do it at the same time.
Yes, build it at the same time.
Okay.
All right then. So are we ready to start the game? I need direction as to where to stand now, because
Okay.
I don't want to be in your way.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so it's Nedu versus Yomi,
All right.
and you can start now.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
All
all right.
right, so let's see how this is gonna go. Okay. Nedu, maybe you want to change that balloon. That balloon is not your friend. That balloon is not your friend right now.
All right.
It's not helping. All right, let's see.
Do this other one.
Is that good? Yes. working. As you can see, it's not as easy as it looks. All right? Okay, almost there.
All right.
Let's see. Who is gonna make the first cup stay in the center? Gently, gently does it. Now your pyramid should have 3 at the bottom and 2 on top of it. So
Right, okay.
let's see. You still have space for 2 more cups there. Right. I'm wondering who's gonna get to the finish line first. Okay. Nedu seems to be really skillful at this thing. Yummy. On his 4th cup now, and Nedu
I have a feeling that
there.
I have a feeling that he's done it before.
No, he hasn't done this before. Oh, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And there we have it. Mr. Nedu
There we go.
has built his pyramid first. Mr. Owope, what happened? What happened? We had so much faith in you. We had so much faith in you. All right, so now that you've built your pyramids, now you might need to take it down again.
Oh boy.
So,
yes,
take it down and replace them on the other side. Nedu, you want to try? You want to try?
Sure.
Don't scatter your pyramid.
All right.
Scatter it. All right, let's see if you can do it all over again. All right. So we can see how full of hot air they both are.
All right.
These guys are making this thing look easy. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. Okay. Oh no, you used to play with Blum Blum a lot as a child.
Oh, you're number 4.
Yummy,
Oh, wow.
you're not even in a hurry. Oh goodness me. And Nedu has done it.
There we go.
Again. All right, you guys made it look easy. This thing was not easy. I'm hoping you can try this game at home. Please try it at home. It is a lot of fun. But the whole idea is to build the pyramid as high as possible.
All right.
As long as you have enough cups and enough balloons. All right, guys. Congratulations, Nedu. You have a very interesting prize in the kitchen. Our chef has been preparing it all day.
Beautiful.
All right, then.
Oh, wow. That was a very interesting game. I actually thought Yomi was going to win. Didn't you think so?
Yeah, I was thinking so too.
But that guy, I'm going to stand with Yomi because he had to go around the guy sometimes.
Yeah,
so that
he
slowed
wasn't
him
close to
down.
it,
Yeah, so
true.
he wasn't close to him. Anyway, while we await
Food is ready.
gamers, let's talk about today's breakfast.
Yeah.
So, Chef Uncle V in the kitchen today, and he's prepared roast. Let me let you say it.
Okay, this is pan roasted sweet corn in sardine sauce.
Pan roasted sweet corn in sardine sauce, and then of course
yams.
Yams.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So tell me about this.
this meal.
How did you come about
Yeah,
it?
it was on the 1st of January.
Okay.
I was tired of rice. You know, I haven't had rice for like back to back, and I said, let me try something different. And then here we go.
Okay.
Take a seat.
So we have our guest here. Hi, Nedu.
Hi. Hello.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning.
So Titi gave you the vantage position, but that's fine. We know you won. Yomi is still our man here.
Really?
And we're cool with it.
Thank
but
you so
seriously,
much, Ray.
well done.
Thank
Well
you.
done.
It was fun winning him.
So you had to rub it in.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Remember, he's your host, and it is his house. You are in his kitchen.
That's why he's been nice to me.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
But welcome to the kitchen. Chef Uncle V is the chef for today, and he's prepared breakfast. What you have here is he was telling us about the meal actually.
Yeah,
Tell us what it is and how we arrived
pan
at this.
roasted sweet corn in sardine sauce. Okay. What we did was we pan roasted the sweet corn. Yeah, and
So it has to make it look like roasted corn. You know,
exactly.
the usual one you
Right,
buy.
right.
Then we added our fresh tomatoes, and then voila, we have this.
No, that's not what we did. We also put
Okay, well, I was
onions.
put onions.
I
Yeah.
said voila.
Mary said no, that's not what we
yes,
do.
I'm the guys like it, but I'm saying some other things. We did not put anything. We just, please go ahead and try.
But this is
think.
fried yam.
Yes,
Just
fried
regular
yam.
fried yam.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
So we did some in cubes. That's the one.
And
for you,
okay, the ones in cubes there.
I'm always wondering how to make it soft on the inside and crispy on the outside. Go ahead, have a
Please
taste.
go ahead.
Well, for yams?
For yams, how do you do it?
Well, basically, I think it's timing, and then how you slice it as well.
I think some people cook theirs before frying.
Yeah, some people do, but for me, I just fry it.
All right.
We just put it in.
So what do you think, Nedu?
I do like the sardine in it a
Oh.
lot more
Oh,
than I
wow.
thought I would.
All right.
And then the sweet corn tastes really good.
There's something about it. If you're the type that doesn't like sardine, this actually is the deal breaker
It
for
gives
you.
you that compromise, you know.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
Okay, so this is all fish?
Yeah.
Because it's nice and brown.
Yeah.
Initially I thought it was
Sausages or stuff.
I
Right?
thought it was either sausages or minced meat.
chicken, okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. These are fish. Then we have tomatoes.
Okay.
Yeah, so the tomatoes are the reddish ones. And then, of course, the spring onions and
sweet corn.
the sweet corn.
All right.
We also had a bit of pepper in it.
Nice one, Chef V. Nice
All
one.
right. Chef V,
It
of
looks
course.
like something that we'll try at home
For the weekend.
Pretty
Someone
simple
already
as well.
Yeah,
mandated
very
to do it
easy.
Very easy to make. Probably.
It's something people
What
need
did
to
Mary
try at
say
home.
just now?
Someone already made me, like, mandated me to do it this
Oh,
time.
okay,
And this
okay.
is someone that doesn't like sardine, by the way.
Oh, okay. But I know people at home are going to be trying it out. Please, why not make a video of yourself cooking this particular meal? Take us through the process the way Uncle V did, and then post it online. You never know. You might be the one coming to showcase your ideas on the show one of these days. Well, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and let us watch your videos. We might even play the video on air. You never know.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
And we're coming to the end of the first week. Well, it wasn't the first full week. It was the first 3 days of 2020.
Yeah.
It still feels very fresh in my mouth. And it's just saying 2020. The year 2020. So yeah, so we're coming to the end of the first Friday of the show, and it's been a great show. Thank you, Chef V, for you stepping by.
So 2020, Arsenal Man U, Arsenal Man U.
Really? Really, Mary?
You have to drag that.
You just had to do that.
You had to drag it into
Bundle
the
up,
last
everyone.
conversation.
It's actually chilly outside today. Last look was 21 degrees in Lagos, and in other parts of the country, it must be even colder.
Super cold
Yeah.
in places up north today. So keep warm.
Yes, please.
Stay indoors if you can. If you have to go to work, we're sorry, but you know. A big thank you to Homely NG for the kitchen accessories on the show.
Yes, indeed. And thank you to all our guests that had a blast with us today as well. Next week, Monday morning, 6 a.m., bright and early, we will be here just for you.
Have a great
day.
weekend. Bye.
Hi, guys.